through and through. Oh, the Toon Review. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. By the fans, for the fans, through and through. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. 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 Go!
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon Review. Happy New Year to everybody, of course. I hope everybody had a wonderful festive period and are ready to go again for 2026. With me, I have my old right-hand man, is Billy Trade. It's another new year, Billy.
It is. Happy New Year to everyone in the chat and everyone out there. And to all the two of you, massive, Magpie, massive, and the rest of you fantastic, outstanding, fabulous, magical people out there.
Now, if you do enjoy the show, of course, give it a like, and please do subscribe to the Toon Review if you are new to the channel and you like what you see. Memberships are available, and there may well be a giveaway or two tonight. Who knows? We'll see where the show takes us, but you do have to be in it to win it. So if you hit that join button underneath me and Billy, you will become a member. And of course, super chats are available, which is the $sign at the bottom of the live chat, and that will guarantee your comment to be read out live on the show as well. Right, we may as well start with the press conference, Billy, because well, it turned out to be a little bit spicy. I didn't make much of it in my earlier video, but it seems that Lee Ryder pissed Eddie off well and truly this morning in the press conference. He did not like the way that Lee Ryder asked the question of being, well, shall we say, under the cosh against Burnley. Eddie plainly denied it. I have got that as a clip, so we will play it shortly for you. But also good news on the injury front, Billy, is the fact that we could have Livramento, Trippier and Sven Botman all back for Palace.
Yeah, that's outstanding news, isn't it? Especially the Dan Botman one.
Dan Botman?
Dan Botman. I'm at it now.
Yes! Yes!
Sven Botman.
Somebody please clip that. The absolute shit that I've been given when I've called him Dan Botman over the years. Somebody clip that and make a meme out of it. I know there's somebody out there who will do that.
Yeah, let's hope that Sven Botman is back at his best because we need him. The share and Chow experiment, shall we say, hasn't worked. But Sven comes in on that left-hand side, comfortable, Rolls-Royce, fantastic player. Absolutely. So, yeah, I like that. I like the fact that Botman's back. I hope Livramento's back too, but I don't want to rush him back. And Trippier also, fantastic. Really good news.
Yeah, I mean, look, the bottom line is we need players back. We need a full strength squad really going into January, don't we? We're not going to have 100% one, but we've got some big games coming up. The start of January for me is games that we should be looking to win. It does get progressively harder as we go through the month, of course it does. But this is an opportunity starting. Well, it's already started really because we took the 3 points at Burnley. But these two home games, Billy, are pivotal to start the month off well.
Not easy, though. We saw Leeds yesterday really play, contain Liverpool really quite easily with a B side out virtually, rotated. And there was no Tanaka, no Calvert-Lewin, no Okafor, a couple of injuries in the defence as well. So Leeds won't be easy to break down. They'll come for a point. They're hard to break down. We know how we've struggled with that. And Palace are a good side. They're the cup champions, of course, FA Cup winners. They have some hell of a players. They've signed Brennan Johnson today. So maybe we're playing against us. I don't know if he's cleared or not, but we'll see.
Well, in fairness, Billy, I mean, whenever Brennan Johnson's played against us this season for Spurs, it's been garbage, really, hasn't he?
I mean, I don't know what they need him for. They've got Ismail Assar. I know he's away at the AFCON. But Mateta's a massive threat. Wharton's a fantastic player. Defensively, they're quite solid too. Got a good goalkeeper. Not going to be easy for us against Palace, nor Leeds. And yeah, I think we need 6 points out of these games.
Yeah, without a doubt. Michael Burge says, your channel is a life changer. Your honesty talking about mental health issues makes me realise that I'm not alone. Never will be, Michael. Never ever will be. You're part of this community, matey. The clone lad, who's been a member for 36 months, this evening, all think it's time to move Botman on, unless he signs a new contract in the next week or so. He is out of contract June 27. Ange Mag says, a member for 17 months. Evening all, happy new year, says Ange.
Yeah, Ange.
And to you as well, Ange. And Dan's Gaming, happy late new year. Best commentary and banter channel. Thank you very much. And well, best football channel really as well. We'll throw that in for you as well, Dan. No problem at all, matey.
Award-winning, of course.
Indeed. Right. Well, let's hear from Eddie, shall we? The first one is talking about obviously the injuries and moving into January, and the busy schedule, etc. Now, decide if you want to say rinse and repeat, because I'm not. But we'll play it and see what you think. This is Eddie Howe.
For us this season, that we've had the 4 to 5 day lead into games, positive for us because we're nursing players back from injury. So the more days we get, the more chance we get to get some important players back. I expect us to be in good physical condition for the games to come, but certainly there's going to be no rest during January. This is going to be a season-defining month for us with very minimal rest between games. Any home game for us is a positive. We love playing at home. Goes without saying, we've been really good at home for a long time, so we prefer to play there other than anywhere else. I think the travelling, especially during a hectic game schedule, the more you can minimise that, then that's beneficial for us. But as I say, January will be a season-defining month for us. And you look at the month of a whole, I think some great games for us, some really mouth-watering occasions. But we've got some tough challenges ahead, and certainly the start to the month needs to be a fruitful one for us.
Eddie, you say they're a season-defining month, even going into February. When you look at the schedule, I think it's 12 in the next 37 days. I'm guessing there won't be a lot of time to train in that time. How do you go about managing that on a day-to-day basis?
Well, there hasn't been a lot of time to train all season for us, really. I mean, the training days that we've had where we've had sort of a full squad to work from, like 1 or 2 training sessions, it's not been big exposure for the players in that sense. And we've got used to that rhythm. I think you get used to whatever you end up doing. And we've been training with smaller groups. We've been trying to cram as much as we can into some of the players that aren't playing. So I don't see it being a huge issue for us. I think my preference is always to try and train and prepare a number of days into games, but we'll make the best of the situation.
I mean, Billy, he talks about the training there again, and it does my fucking head in this, because there's other teams have to go out there and play as many games as Newcastle do and seem to cope with it a lot better than we do. But he mentioned twice that this will be a season-defining month, which I thought was really interesting, because obviously he knows how important this month is, because we're at the moment in all the competitions, but by the end of it, it could look very, very different.
Yeah, it could do. And also, if we start losing in the league more as well, you're looking over your shoulder behind you as well. So, we could have a great month and end up being in close to the top 4 in the next round, in the final of the Carabao Cup, progressing really well in the Champions League, next round of the FA Cup. That's all if everything goes well. But if it doesn't, yeah, you got to look at things and think, well, season's over. All we've got to fight for really is the Champions League knockout stages if we make that, and avoiding relegation. And that's not something that a Newcastle fan should be looking at with the money that's been spent on the team. Absolutely not.
Well, exactly. I mean, I've heard a few other people talk about the money and where the ambition, and those people that are a bit fed up with what we're hearing, a bit fed up with the football, a bit saying that there is cracks there. It's there for a reason. We're saying it just because it's there. We're not saying it off the top of our head. We're just saying it because we're passionate. We want Newcastle to do well, and we want them to show ambition. But when Eddie starts, backtracking on the way we're playing this season, he starts backtracking on the training situation. Look, the training, did he not have 5 days earlier on? Only. Was it before the Burnley game or was it before the Chelsea game? I can't remember. Man United. 5 days, and look how we performed there. So, he's talking about preparing for games, yet the players are all coming out saying, we love to get on the, playing is better than training. We love to be on the, involved in matches. So it's a little bit crazy. obviously good news on the players coming back. That will make a difference if they're used correctly, of course.
Yeah.
But then we moved into the question from Lee Ryder. Now, listen, I've been crying out for a journalist to ask a really difficult question to Eddie, and he clearly did not like it. He kind of accuses the fans of seeing a very different game to what Eddie does as well. It's a fascinating comment. I'll just finish these super chats first. Trolls has gifted a membership. Ronan has gone on his time. I don't know what you mean, Ronan, anymore. Is that the amount of minutes since our last attack?
Anthony Gordon.
It
Maybe
will be.
Since his last goal. Maybe since his last goal.
Yeah.
In the Premier League.
Anth says, member for 10 months. Evening all. Happy New Year and all the best to everyone in this super smashing, fantastic community. Here's to 2026. Big 3 points on Sunday too. Spikes' house says the fans and him are seeing different games. That's not bloody right. The fans see things. He doesn't. Yvonne has gifted a membership as well. Thanks, Yvonne. And John says, season-defining month. Has he had a warning? I don't think he has. I just think he's coming out with the fact that it is a season-defining month. We've got to be better in every shape or form. But I'm going to play this clip now. This is the question from Lee Ryder. Just look at Eddie's face as well. He's not happy with this at all. But what do you make of the reply? And Billy, I'll get your take on it once we've heard from Eddie Howe.
Morning, Eddie. Obviously, one of our jobs is to ask what the fans are talking about, and one of the recurring themes has been about what they perceive as a lack of a plan B. I think it's referring to substitutions. What would you say to any fan who said there's no plan B at the minute, especially that hour at Burnley where they were just, it was an onslaught at Turf Moor?
An onslaught on? Well, against us?
When it was 2-0, after that, Burnley were just on top for nearly an hour.
Have you seen the stats of the game?
Well, I'm just saying what I saw with my own eyes.
Yeah, but you must have been watching a different game then. So there was no onslaught. Yes, we had moments, of course. We had moments the other way. I mean, I would never describe it as that. And I always try to be, if it was an onslaught, I'd give you my opinion and say, yeah, I thought it was. But a plan B, that's always a difficult one, because if you have too many plan Bs, that means your plan A is flawed, and your players are then thinking of what's next rather than trying to deliver the plan A to the best of their ability. So we have loads of different ways of playing, but within the structure and the principles of what we believe in. So I see countless managers ask the same questions on plan Bs, and as I say, you have to be careful. So we have a very strong plan for every situation. We just need to deliver it better. That's sort of where I am, and the focus is towards the players on trying to improve our performances all the time.
Craig?
Now, before you say anything, Mark has said there, you must have been watching a different game, not the fans, Lee Ryder. Please don't put words into Eddie's mouth. No, he's gone off what the fans have said, Mark. Listen to it. He's asking on behalf of the fans. He's got feedback from the fans to ask that question. So I'm not putting words in Eddie's mouth. You heard what Eddie said there, that people must have been watching a different game. I don't have a clue what he's talking about the plan B, Billy, because he's literally admitting that we don't have a plan B, and that he goes into every game expecting plan A to succeed.
Well,
am I reading that wrong there?
Well, he has got a plan B. It's 4-3-3, it's 4-5-1. Sit back and soak up. They're two plans he's got. 4-3-3 is flawed because he said he doesn't want our plan A to be flawed. It is flawed because everyone knows we're doing it. Everyone can see what we're doing. It's predictable. We've been doing the same thing for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
So it is flawed, and teams are setting up to play against us, knowing that's what we're going to do. Plan B is just sit back and allow teams to come onto us and try and get them on the counter. That's his plan B. 4-5-1. Just pulling back the wingers into it, so it's a 5-man midfield.
I mean, I don't get where he's coming from, saying that we play different ways, because we don't. Robert says, sorry to say, where is
we play the 4-3-3 sometimes with the press, most of the time without one. So that's two different ways of playing 4-3-3.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about, formations, etc., and like for like substitutions. He didn't comment on the like for like substitutions. He just didn't say anything about them. But I found it weird how he didn't think there was an onslaught. I mean, look, Burnley after half time. I mean, how long did they have possession for? It must have been 20, 25 minutes, Billy, of constant opportunities because our passing was garbage. And we let them have the ball and they hit the bar. Nick Pope made 2 great saves. Edwards missed a sitter. You got that Chihuahua missing a sitter as well. I mean, come on.
I wouldn't say, I don't think the word onslaught's correct.
Maybe not an onslaught, but they had plenty of opportunities.
They were certainly on top for
yeah.
I wouldn't say a substantial amount because I don't think they were, but certainly
periods. But they were on top, Billy. They were on top in the game.
Yeah, they were for large periods of the first half after we'd gone 2 up, and for the first 15 minutes of the second half. So I don't think onslaught's correct, but there was no answer to it.
We didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't show anything, and I just wonder. I mean, we've asked many times, Billy, and we commented on this when we watched the games. What kind of game is Eddie watching? And maybe we've talked about the players and are they happy with what Eddie is trying to implement into the side when there's no plan B, and he just thinks that if plan A doesn't work, then we keep going until it bloody works. And that's not right. That's not right at all. You have to have a B or a C, especially in game. And this is where he gets his most criticism from, is the in-game management, because he can't change it. He doesn't change to plan B or plan C. It's very much plan A, maybe tinkering a little bit and substitutions and things like that, but not where you'd say there's a plan B or C.
What I don't like about it is plan A is predictable. Every team in the country knows exactly what we're doing. We saw Manchester United change formations 2 or 3 times during their game with us and was comfortable doing it. We saw Leeds do it last night for a while. Mm-hmm. Teams do it. Teams do change formation when they see certain parts of the game. This is where you've got to be a proactive manager, not a reactive one. You see things that you think you're there for a draw, but you see things that might be able to get you a win. And so you just tweak the formation slightly. Even like something simple like swapping wingers over. Doesn't even do that. It's very predictable, and everyone else sees that, every manager.
Well, the opportunity was there to swap wingers the other night, and it just didn't happen.
It's every single week. It's been there ever since Maxi and Mickey did it.
Yeah, for me, I would play Gordon on the right. I think Gordon would be more effective than Barnes on the right. We're missing what Barnes brings us on the left, and not so much Anthony Gordon because he's been dreadful. I think we'd get more out of Barnes playing him on the left. But whether or not he goes with the 2 again on Sunday is a very different question because he doesn't tend to keep the same thing, does he? Warren says, don't care who plays where, I just want entertaining. Are you not being entertained, Warren? Definitely not so far this season. Look, there's a lot of comments coming in saying that we don't have a plan B. Fans are not stupid, Billy. And this is what I mean. All these press conferences and post-match interviews, it's trying to sort of paper over the cracks that I believe Eddie deep down, he must know that they're there. It
seems to me like this season, the whole plan has been get out the stalls early, score early, and then defend it. That's what it seems to be. Or in some games, don't score early and defend it. But that's what we see, a great first 10 minutes. Every single week we see a great first 10 minutes. And then after that, shite for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, whatever.
Lee says Newcastle invert both fullbacks, which is different.
No, they don't.
Not when Livramento and...
It's called Livramento.
Yeah, it depends.
It's only inverts if Hall's injured or not.
Yeah, because look, Byrne played left back most when Hall was missing, didn't he? And Tino was on the right. So I don't think they do invert. And I don't want to see that. Tino played there because he had to, and we had no choice at the time. But I mean, look, we can talk about the plan B till the cows come home, but is, like I Like Coffee says, if Howe is in denial, then it is a major problem. Do you think Eddie is in denial and he's just shutting out what the fans are saying, Billy? Because he must know what the fans are saying.
No, I don't think he's in denial as such. I just think he's trying to blind people with science, paper over the cracks, try to minimise the impact of what the question actually means. Perfect. I mean, that's Eddie Howe. He's fantastic with the media. And even when he was getting aggressive there, I thought he not handled it, but he definitely manipulated the question so it was in his favour, despite it being quite a negative question. But if you know what you're talking about, then you can see through it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Jules says, why did Howe buy players for the press and intensity and then went defensive? It's mind-boggling. I mean, I do have to. Yeah, that's the main question, Billy. You know, he's bought two players like Ramsey and Elanga, who we know are very attacking players, like to play high up the field and do the press.
I'm not sure Elanga is. Ramsey certainly was at Villa.
Yeah, but he's got the pace to do the press, though, hasn't he? That athleticism that we look for in the press, in the intensity.
Yeah, but counter attack is that Elanga's strength. Kick it long and get him to chase it. I'm not sure check pressing is his forte, although obviously you can teach him. Of course, it shouldn't take long to teach him to play out the pitch and press the goalkeeper and fullbacks when they're in their own penalty area. Ramsey certainly was. Ramsey pressed at Villa. Villa are a good pressing side. But Voltemade wasn't a presser. And he had to play with him for the first... Well, he had to play him because of injury, of course. But
Yeah. Jimmy has been a member for 2 years now. Thank you very much, Jimmy. G'day, TTR Farm. Blessed New Year's, everyone. Howe needs a great January, or we look around, in my opinion. Out for a 3 a.m. fish off. Fremantle Lighthouse Rocks. Wish us luck. How are the lads? Wow.
And I bet it's still warmer there at 3 o'clock in the morning what it is here.
I think you can guarantee that, Billy. John says Eddie does think the fans are stupid. And Dr. John Adams, well, it's John to us. He slipped a doctor in there these days. Eddie's game plan is like reading the same book over and over again. I guess so. I mean, but that's what we're saying. That's what we're trying to get across, is that it is very repetitive. Lee says that, yes, they go back and watch the Everton game.
Probably do. But even then, for certain spells of that game, we were under the cosh.
Yeah, but he's talking about inverting, Billy. I can't remember that.
Was that when Lewis Hall was injured? Probably. He was injured then. So that's
Yeah, but Dan Burn played in that game, didn't he?
That point's invalid. The one game where Livramento played at left back and Trippier at right back. I can't think which one it was. But
Tino's played quite a lot at left back in the absence of Lewis Hall because of injuries.
If Lewis Hall's fit, he plays, and we don't play inverted.
Of course we do.
Every time we invert, and it's never both fullbacks because we played Trippier, and we had Livramento on the right, and sometimes they swap, especially when he's panicking, like he did in Dortmund.
Doesn't matter anyway. What manager changes his tactics week to week? Says Abs. Well,
no, but
a lot of them.
Nice. Year to year, be nice.
How are we, Abs, man? Bloody hell, come on. You see managers changing tactics a lot of the time.
He's not adaptable. That's the point. He's not adaptable.
No. Warren says pre-nuptial with Becca if Howe goes. So do you. Okay. I have no idea what he's talking about. Warren, you're talking...
pre-nuptial?
Why do we want to sign it? Who's Becca and why do we want to sign a prenup? I don't understand where you're going with that, Warren.
Unless he thinks we should get Rebecca Lewis as a replacement and throw a few pigs on the pitch every now and again. I don't know.
Well, yes, but that was a long time ago.
That's a joke.
That was a long time ago, Billy. Jimmy says it's 24 degrees at 3:30, Billy, a.m.
Wow. Fuck me. God.
My God.
I think the last 6 days don't get 24 days here.
Indeed. Right, so Palace on Sunday, Billy. I mean, Palace... Good side. Mateta, of course, now linked with the move to Manchester United. Maybe that, I'm hoping that will maybe disrupt him a little bit. But look, Palace are 10th in the table. They haven't won in their last 4 games. We have obviously just come off the back of a win. But we're 13th. There's only 1 point in it. And this is where the Premier League is interesting for me because it is very, very tight still. It's very close. So a couple of wins, will move you up the table. A couple of defeats will probably see you move down. But I think the relegation scrap, Billy, is getting away from everybody now, where West Ham, Burnley and Wolves really, 14, 12 and 3 points. They look like the three that are going to be hauled in incredibly. I know Forest are 4 points ahead of West Ham. But when you look at Palace and us, this is what I think when Eddie says a season-defining month, we could shoot right up the table if we can get this consistency right.
Well, if we get the consistency right and we were a bit more adaptable to the games we're playing in, 100%. Yeah, we could be on the verge of the European Champions League places if we have a really, really good month in the league. And of course, we could be in the next round of the cup, etc., etc. Yeah, that's if your glass is half full. But I tend to think that with that amount of games, there'll be injuries, and let's just hope we do. Let's hope we go out and win all the games that we watch. We all think that anyway, of course.
Yeah. Well, Mateta is clearly the danger man for Palace, Billy. 8 goals this season. The next one to him is Daniel Munoz with 3. Ismail Assar has 3 as well. On the assist side of things, though, Adam Wharton with 2. That he's the highest assister.
Yeah, and he plays very deep as well, doesn't he? So
yeah, and I think that's because there's, let's just say, the whole team chip in for their goals. It's not just the same people combining for goals. They tend to mix it up a little bit, which is good for them, I suppose. But we've got to watch Mateta because I used to think he was. I mean, Baz, I know he's only got 1 goal in 10 days, but 10 games. But we all know what happens when people turn up like that, who are on a bit of a drought against Newcastle.
He's a good player, Mateta. He's an excellent target man, centre forward.
Yeah. I thought he struggled, mate, when he first came to Palace, Billy. I thought he did struggle, but he seems to have, definitely warmed to the Premier League, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did. It took him a while, but remember when he signed, I don't know if it was Vieira that signed him or Hodgson. Palace weren't the side they are now. And since Mr. Glasner came in, the 3 with Sarr last season with Eze, he's built a really good side there. They've lost Eze, of course. He's at Arsenal now, but it's still a good side. They're doing well in Europe. Doing well in the league. When they turn up, they're a good side.
Well, they've scored 22, Billy, conceded 21. Us, on the other hand, 26 scored, 24 conceded. So we're a +2, they're a +1 on goal difference. And I have a feeling the way this league's working out this season, Billy, when you look at the team sort of compact from maybe, 4th down to, well, all the way down to really Brighton and Bournemouth in 15th on 23 points, it's incredibly tight. So goal difference, that old saying that it could be worth a point at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It could be worth more than that this time around.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Palace are missing Chris Richards, who's a really good centre half for them. He's been injured, he's got a long-term injury, I think.
Yeah.
So they've still got Mark Gahey. He's not moved anywhere as yet.
Incredibly.
Fantastic players, we all know. Really good centre half. Munoz on the right wing back, or was he left wing back? I think it's Mitchell left, isn't it? So Mitchell and Munoz, very good wing backs. They're a good side. If they turn up and they want to play and beat us, they can. They can do it. They've got the quality to do it.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll have the crowd. Obviously, we'll have the crowd behind us. Extra man. The press should be on full from the start. Voldemar will be playing, I imagine, so it won't be as vociferous as usual. Voldemar does press, but he doesn't get there, does he? He's not quick enough.
Yeah. I mean, you look to the last 3 games, Billy, and the last game was a 1-1 draw against Fulham, which I think they'll be disappointed not to have picked 3 points in yesterday. And the loss at home to Tottenham, which I think they'll be very disappointed at, given how Tottenham are sort of really up and down this season. But the game before that, they almost knocked Arsenal out of the Carabao Cup, and everybody was expecting Arsenal to walk that game. It ended up going to penalties. So these are no mugs, Billy. And I think, if we turn up thinking we're just going to roll them over, I think we've got a bit of a difficulty on our hands.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, the Arsenal game, they were fortunate. They were the better side in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
100% they were. And it was only down to the fact that penalty shootout got them knocked out. They're a good side, Palace. People, you should never underestimate Palace, especially with Glasgow in charge. Clever manager. And he'll change things as and what he sees as well. It's not just a case of, there's my 11 players, play. If something's not, something's affecting him and you can see it, he'll change. So we've got to be proactive as well in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, injury-wise, Billy, obviously you were talking, was it Chris Richards you mentioned there?
Yeah, he's out for what, I think.
Well, he's now just doubtful for the game.
I don't think he'll play. I think did he go off for the knee the other week?
It just says doubtful. Obviously, Chadi Riyad's out as well. He's early January. Rio Cardane's mid-January. Daniel Munoz is still out until mid-January, so he won't play.
That's good news.
Yeah,
so it'll be Nathaniel Klein, I imagine.
Yeah, and we can get him.
Who's the other one? Yeah, the other one that's really good is Pino. He's the Eze replacement, Jeremy Pino. Outstanding player.
Well, Kamada is injured till February. Will Hughes is doubtful for the game as well. So is Kafora. He's doubtful with a back injury. And Doucouré is mid-January, so he won't play. And Nketiah is doubtful as well.
That's good news.
They do have a lot of injuries, Billy, which, again, hopefully you look at that and think, well, surely we can take advantage of that because they're big players. Some of them are big players for Palace that are missing.
And not just that, we've had an extra day and a half rest as well. I mean, they played yesterday, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And the Sunday game. So yeah, it's everything's in our favour really. Home fixture with a crowd, with their injuries, with us being fully fit, virtually fully strength. Everything's in our favour. Yeah,
Sar's at the AFCON, of course, so he's not there.
Yep.
Billy, the referee, matey, it's John Brooks. And it's Andy Madley on VAR.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Now, I mean, Marquis has a habit of scoring on goals for us, Billy. So maybe we can get one, put a bit of pressure on him from a set piece, which I think might be very important in this game, set pieces. The free kicks from outside the box, I think, have been shocking for us. However, corners have definitely improved, Billy, because we look a lot more threatening from corners these days than we have done in the past sort of several months, really.
Central direct free kicks. It's all down to Fabian Schär. It's having to piss off for wherever he wants to go, but nowhere near the ball, please, because every one he's took has been dreadful. Now we know he can shoot from distance. We've seen him do it from open play.
Yeah.
But no, you can't be doing second free kicks. Not when you've got the likes of Bruno, Tonali. People with that skill, Harvey Barnes, another one who I think could take a free kick. Yeah, it's perturbing. But corners, yeah, I think they're fantastic. But it's this new thing that everyone's doing. Arsenal started with a curved into the keeper and put pressure on the keeper. We're all doing it now. All the clubs are doing it, and we're doing it as well. And getting results out of it.
Lee says Hall and Tino both played at Everton and inverted.
No, they didn't. Maybe from a corner. Maybe Lewis Hall took a corner from the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Had to work himself back up the right flank while Tino covered the left. But no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They never play inverted unless it's from a set piece that they have to defend each other's position until things go back to normal. But they don't stay inverted like that. Definitely not. Rox Foster, thank you for your super sticker. Warren says, question, would you keep Tonali in and even Gordon? Well, we'll come on to that. We will discuss what team we think and maybe what Eddie will go for. Tonali is a funny one, especially... Well, we'll come on to it. But Peter says, don't know if you have covered this. Football Insider is saying Eddie is on Chelsea's radar. What do you think?
What can you think?
Do you know what? It's bound to happen, though, isn't it? Come on, let's be honest.
I've not seen him linked anywhere.
I haven't seen him linked, but Football Insider.
I don't think he's even in the betting. So,
I mean, Football Insider. How reliable are they?
Not.
I don't think very. I think obviously maybe whoever's working for Football Insider is trying to put a little story together that they think, oh, fans a little bit unrest with Eddie Howe, an opportunity to go to Chelsea. But yeah, Pont Mags makes a great point there. Eddie to Chelsea, Maresca left because he had no control over transfers. Yeah, imagine Eddie going in there, getting told what players he's going to get. Yeah. You are the coach. We will bring in the players for you to coach. That's not Eddie's type of environment at all, guys. Not at all.
Well, I did think that when it happened, maybe Chelsea might come in for Eddie Howe, but I don't think it works.
I mean, listen, he's certainly been more successful than what the last couple of managers they've had in.
Yeah, no, unbelievable. Yeah, he's a cup-winning manager. There ain't many of them around.
Well, exactly. Adam says, guys, I think Sandro has a really good attitude and will turn his form around this weekend.
Let's hope so.
I really do hope so. Do we think Eddie has it in him to play two up front?
No.
Guys, you need to forget all about that because it's not. It really is not going to happen, right? Eddie will not go to two up front. If we're 1-0 down to Sunderland, guys, right, and he doesn't go two up top,
never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. And he keeps saying, when he's asked about it in press conferences, he always goes back to the Brentford game when he played Isak and Wilson up front. That's the last time he did it. And I don't see anything changing to go up two up top. Certainly not start the game with the two up top. We were screaming out for two up top in very recent games. Certainly the Sunderland one. What was the other one?
Man United.
1-0 down. Man United, yeah. We were crying out for him to put two strikers on, and he didn't. He just went like for like with them, and that's what he tends to do. But I don't know why he doesn't, Billy. That's the thing. Why when we're 1-0 down, is he not doing this? Is he not taking a gamble? It's weird for me.
If you're already losing, I wonder if he would take a cup tie where we're 1 down for him to do it, where there's nothing to lose. You might as well lose 5-0 as 1-0. But maybe Eddie's thinking about goal difference in the league and things like that and minimising what could go wrong and stuff like that. That's why I think he's become rather negative this season.
Yeah. I'm a bit worried about Warren, Billy, because I think he's had a few... what about one up front and one not so up front, but still up front?
I think he's trying to say a false 9 being behind.
A false 9 or a 10, definitely. Adam says, oh, guys, forgot to mention, did you see Eddie have a dizzy spell against Burnley when he told Alex Murphy to warm up? Well, he shit himself when he told Alex Murphy he'd got to warm up. I mean, Lewis Hall is apparently fine for the game, Billy, but I didn't think he looked comfortable 10, 15 minutes after he got that ankle knock. He was struggling.
It took him a little bit to get over it, but he ran it off and he was fantastic again by the end. So, once again, I was correct. I apologise for being such a twat.
Billy, is the trumpet under your table just to blow it?
It sounds like one sometimes.
Oh, God. Let's not go there. Darren's been a member for 6 months, says, think Miley has earned the right to stay in the team. Would you play him as a 6 against Palace if Tino is back?
Well, there's an excellent chance of that happening, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree.
I want to see Miley back in midfield, Billy.
Exactly, yeah. And we've seen his defensive qualities at right back, so
yeah,
I think he's well suited to be a 6. Well suited.
I mean, the thing is, Eddie spoke about him today as part of the defence, even with the people coming back from injury, which kind of worried me a little. I'm thinking, no, let's not do that with Miley. Look, Miley's now got to put in them really good performances, which he's doing, to force his way into the battle for midfield for me, Billy, because that's where Miley is going to battle for the place. I think he's ahead of Ramsey, and I think he's ahead of Willock. And
100%.
I mean, 100%. Is he ahead of Joe Linton? I don't know. But Tonali's form, Tonali's been terrible, Billy.
Yeah, maybe Tonali. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be ahead of Tonali, but certainly as a rotation and certain games that Tonali's not 100% starting, then Miley plays. And to me, Miley's the 4th of the 3. You know, so Joe Linton, Tonali, Bruno, and then Miley just below. But there's plenty of games where Miley will start. And
I mean, look,
you know,
I wouldn't be, you know, if Tino did start the game on Sunday, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Miley in for Tonali, just to give Tonali a bit of time out the firing line. I don't really have a problem with Miley playing. I think Miley would do a very good job there.
Yeah.
Not long term, because I think, you know, Tonali has to be back. He has to play most of the time. But for the short term, just to take him out the firing line a little bit, because he hasn't looked happy. He hasn't looked too good. And if he is carrying a little bit of a knock or whatever, we don't know that, by the way, just surmising. But if he is, it might give him a bit of an opportunity just to take a little bit of time out, Billy.
Well,
but Miley has to play regular football as well. That's the problem, because we don't want to lose Miley.
This is it. Palace are strong in midfield. And you're going to need creative players against Leeds on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever that game is. So
Wednesday,
either. It doesn't really matter. But certainly one game, I'd expect Miley to start ahead of Sandro.
What about Bruno? I mean, Bruno, we're not really talking about Bruno being left out of any games here. I mean, he's got to rotate surely through this month, Billy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he'll have to have rest times. Then you might see Miley, Tonali, and Ramsey play, for instance, or Miley, Tonali, and Willock.
I just get the feeling that the FA Cup third round team may be very, very different to what we're used to. I think that is the game I think he'll look at before they go into a real tough final part of January.
Yeah.
To make a few rotations. Becca DJ says, just ignore Warren. Well, apparently, Becca, me and Billy have to sign a prenup with you for whatever strange reason that is. I can't get my head around it. But there you go. Aaron says, disappointed that Sandro hasn't been at his best. However, form is temporary, class is permanent. Well, he needs to start showing that class. He needs to start moving up. Right, let's take a look at what Newcastle United might line up as, Billy. And unfortunately, we don't have Stato's graphic to put up, but we will still discuss what sort of team that we think he might put up, or what we want to see. And then maybe what Eddie will go with. But listen, we'll start with goalkeeper. I think Nick Pope's now back number one, Billy. I don't see anything happening to displace him now. As long as Nick Pope is fit, I think he plays. Maybe the odd cup game, but I think mainly he is the number one moving forward.
100%. Absolutely. Keeps the ball up the net better than what Alan Ramsdale does. Doesn't keep the ball on the pitch as good as Alan Ramsdale does, but he keeps it out of the net.
Yeah.
I think that's most important.
Good God, you laughed like a bad guy out of Bond there, Billy. I think you were
coughing at the same time.
I thought as much. Just sounded like that would make an interesting notification on your phone for a text message, Billy.
Let's just squeeze a hiccup of fart.
No, let's move on. Now, look, defensively wise, if Tino and Botman are fit, then I want to see Tino, Chow, Botman, and Lewis Hall.
100%.
That's the four I want to see.
100% if they're fit. Botman seems to be the one close to playing. I think he'll start. I wouldn't be surprised to see Miley at right back, though. And save the right backs for the Leeds game.
But he's done it before. He's thrown Tino straight back in, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Tino he sees as a very important part of the team, and maybe certainly going forward. I think Miley, as well as Miley's done, I think sort of overlapping runs and things like that are more. It obviously takes a while to learn that trade at full back, doesn't it? And Miley, bless him, he's got forward, but he hasn't got the overlaps in or anything like that most of the time. The pace is definitely not there. So I think he would tend to go towards Livramento, and then he's got Trippier to come on maybe for Livramento later on in the game and get them both some minutes, which would be really good. Maybe. Yeah.
What would you do in midfield for this game, Billy?
Well, if all's good and we've got Tino back in the side, I'll probably go with Bruno, Miley, and Joe Linton. So
you would leave Tonali out of this game.
Hopefully, get his creative spark back for the Leeds game. But
that's the thing, though, Billy. Has Tonali done enough to keep his place in the team? Has he done enough?
Probably not. No,
because I think he was dreadful against Burnley again. And look, I know he looked happy when we scored and things like that, but he just does not look himself at all with his. You know, we praised his passing ability earlier on the season. You know, just how he just sort of floats across like he's walking on water. He just doesn't look that same player.
I think the Leeds game would be better suited to him because they'll sit back and he'll have more space to win into. I'm hoping that he can be creative in that game. Whether it's with Waldemar in front of him or Whistle, I don't know, or both.
I mean, look, yeah, we're talking about Palace and Mateta, Billy. So the two centre-backs, would you be confident putting Botman in to go against Mateta, given how long Botman's been out for?
I don't think he's as good in the air. He's not quick, is he, Mateta? He's just physical, isn't he?
He's very physical, which is our worry because, you know, is Botman made of glass? Is he not? Is he up to the fight? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you've stopped the ball getting to him, then you're all right. I wouldn't want to see Cher against him, put it that way. Because if Cher's not in the mood for it, forget it.
Well, it's not necessarily the mood, is it, Billy? I think Cher is knackered because he's having to play so many games, and we know what Fabian Cher is like. Because, you know, when he plays all these games, his mind starts wandering, his concentration completely disappears into fucking thin air. And that's what he's looked like in recent games. I just don't think that Chow and Cher are on the same sort of understanding. And it doesn't matter how many times you play together, they don't look like they can actually trust each other, or they're getting into that flow like maybe we've seen with Burn and Chow or Botman and Chow. Don't seem to be that sort of telepathic sort of command between the two centre-backs.
If we can get Livramento, Chow, Sam Botman and Lewis Hall on the pitch, that's our best defence for me.
Well, it'd be nice to see them. Absolutely. But I worry a bit about Botman coming back against such a physical guy like Mateta.
He's on his own, isn't he? You know, there's people who'll come up and help him, but
yeah. But
maybe Chow will take him.
Yeah, because Botman doesn't get really involved in the physicality because he reads the game so well, doesn't he? And he doesn't have to. So, yeah. Mark says you've got a wind-up merchant coming. Jeffrey Lerma, be interested with Joe Linton in midfield on Sunday.
That is true. Jefferson Lerma is a wind-up merchant, but
yes.
Joe Linton had a superb game against Burnley, I felt.
Do you know what it is, Billy? These niggly little rats in midfield, the kind of...
Well, Will Hughes another one. There's another one in that. You know.
Yeah, you pick these out from a long. No, you don't. Well, at least one of them's not there anymore.
Yeah, well, he's at Leicester in this fucking championship where he belongs.
Honestly, you just
with a number 9 shirt on, fucking
guys,
around like fucking number 9. Look at me, number 9 points. Fuck off, Jordan.
We shouldn't have mentioned IU.
You've got me going now. You've got me going.
I know.
I'm even thinking of Harrison reading twats like that as well. Oh, they're all coming into my head.
Christ. I think you need to go out and just, kick the bin or something.
John McGinn's another one, to be fair.
Yeah, but John McGinn's a bit more talented with the football as well, though.
Yes, he is.
We need a free kick specialist in the absence of Trippier.
We've probably got one, but just keep using fucking bleeding Cher.
I don't know what goes on. I have no idea why Hall didn't take that free kick against Burnley, Billy. That's still amazing to me because it seemed like the perfect position for a left footer with a good a left foot as Lewis Hall as well. Why is he not trusted to take a free kick like that when he's trusted to take corners?
It's very much like Stuart Pearce. It's very much like Stuart Pearce in lots of ways, actually.
Yeah.
And that free kick, I saw Stuart Pearce score at least 30 goals doing that free kick. At least. So Lewis Hall, that should have been his free kick. But once again, for some reason, Fabian Cher decided to take the ball. It was his ball. And if he's not playing, then he can't take the free kicks, is he? So come on, Sven, get yourself ready.
Absolutely. By the way, there's a lot of people telling you to head off to your Zen garden after the show, Billy, just to get rid of those horrible midfield nightmares, or else you will not sleep tonight thinking about killing them. Right, who plays up front then against Palace, Billy? You mentioned Voltemada before. I probably agree with you because it's getting that way, isn't it, where one game he's playing Voltemada, next it's Wissa. And I don't necessarily think I like that, Billy, if he's going to play one every other game, if you see what I mean. It's one game it's Wissa, next it's Voldemort. I'd rather he sort of worked out who was going to be best against which opposition, which I'm sure he will. But at the minute, we're seeing one in, one out, one in, one out.
He may see Leeds as a better game for Voldemort to play in, because they will definitely come as a low block, and you're going to need more creative players. But personally, I think I'd pick Wissa personally, but I think he may pick Voldemort.
I mean, if it was me, I'd pick Wissa for both games. I think he's on a high at the minute, especially with the goals he's scoring. And like you say, a low block Billy, a poacher like Wissa, it's going to be. I mean, it's so important because Leeds will come. I don't know. I don't know whether Leeds will come back and sit back. Certainly, I don't think Palace will on Sunday. I think
Leeds definitely will. Definitely will.
Yeah, but they start to score goals now, Billy. They're starting to get a bit of confidence, aren't they? Calvert-Lewin's.
I saw them yesterday. They were good at it. To be fair to them, they were good.
Yeah.
I don't see them coming to St James's Park with any kind of attacking plan as such. They might start Calvert-Lewin. They might start Calvert-Lewin against us. They didn't against Liverpool.
Yeah.
PCL's got a record of scoring goals against us, so maybe he'll play that game. But there'll be more counter-attack than anything.
Well, look, Calvert-Lewin's now decided he wants to be a striker again. So I think we've got two strikers in Mateta and Calvert-Lewin who are pretty confident players and very good players. A little bit different. I don't think Calvert-Lewin is as physical now, but he's certainly started to find the net. And we all know, Billy, that I think he's got a point to prove to Newcastle fans. He will have seen all that in the, when he was linked with us on social media about all the, no, we don't want him, he's finished. Well, I think he's proven this season that he's not quite done yet.
Well, he's injury-free, isn't he? Injury-free.
Yes.
He looks a far better player for it. Yeah, he does.
It ain't gonna. I mean, these two games at home, they're definitely winnable games. Sunday, we just have to get the job done. I don't want to scrape over the line again. I want to see a confident performance. And like Eddie said, we're playing at home, place where we like to play rather than away. I think Eddie's just admitted there in that press conference that there is a problem away from home, but he won't address it. When he says it's where we like to play, we're at home. But this is, a stepping stone. Burnley, now Palace. If we can get, 9 points, Billy, from the 3 games, that's going to propel us up the league and put us in a really good position and hopefully make these guys just realize how good they are and that maybe, Eddie might let the shackles off a bit more. But I heard somebody say the other day that, what happened at Burnley and what is happening at throughout the season, this mindset of starting the game really well, but then sitting back and going into our shell is not necessarily Eddie's plan. It's a player mentality rather than what Eddie wants.
Well, he's on the sideline. He's got that's what he's there for, to shout instructions on the pitch. So they don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that for the team China.
No. I sort of I think it's half down to mentality, half down to the manager. I mean, remember against Burnley, Billy, that a couple of people did put in the comments that when we were sitting back, Eddie was screaming at the players to move up and to get up the field because it was obvious what was coming. And I think from Eddie's point of view, he probably realised that was coming as well. But why is this not being spoken about in the dressing room? We have to comment about what goes on at half-time. What is happening at half-time in that Newcastle United dressing room for us to come out in the way we do?
What did he say against Sunderland? This is what I know it's deliberate, because he said at half-time, I was happy. And the first half of that game against Sunderland, we sat back for the whole of it in a 4-5-1. He said he was happy. So that's nothing to do with the players. That's how he wanted them to play in that formation.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm sorry, I'm not having it that the players are just falling into the lack of confidence and defending. I don't believe that's at all.
I mean, I would love to be a fly on the wall to see what is actually said at half-time. I really would, because I just don't understand. I don't see us come out, with fire in our bellies like you would expect. I mean, if Burnley were there for the taking the other night. They were there for the taking, Billy. And we're 2-1 up at half time. Why isn't he going in there, putting fire in the base, and go and get a third, go and get a fourth? We're very capable of doing that.
Yeah.
And
we did get a third, to be fair.
In the last minute, but Jesus Christ. I mean, we could have had a hatful if we'd gone for it.
Yes, probably could have. Yeah, I agree. But good Lord, it's hard to watch, though, isn't it? It really is.
Does it worry you about Wiss's comments saying there's a lack of confidence in the team?
No, because I think it's blatantly obvious there's a lack of confidence in the team because we haven't been winning games. How many leads we lost because of dropping back? And in fact, the Burnley game is a perfect example to me. How we played after we came out the second half tells me that Eddie said, let's defend what we've got, let's keep what we've got, and we'll win the game. And
we ain't good at doing that at all. I hate when we play like that.
Who would you play out wide?
For Palace?
Yeah.
I would go with Gordon and Barnes again, but I'd put Barnes on the left and Gordon on the right. And I'd tell Anthony Gordon to stay on his fucking feet. Because I saw somebody put a clip together on social media of Burnley attacking a few times in the game, and Anthony Gordon was down claiming injury or saying, crying that he wasn't given a free kick. And I think it happened for their first goal. I think he was down while the first goal happened. I can't remember to be sure, but I just want to see him stay on his feet. And I think he can do more damage on the right than Harvey Barnes can. But I think playing Barnes on the right takes away what his game is, cutting in and shooting. He's a lot more accurate, certainly, than what Gordon is. So I would play them to start with because I don't have any confidence in Murphy. I don't have any confidence in Elanga, even if he's fit. I think he's got to go with Barnes and Gordon again.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. The interesting one for me is if once he gets fit, maybe Will Asuda can be the right winger.
Well, I mean, look, Eddie said this morning that there was no guarantee that he was leaving in the transfer window and they want to keep him. And if he does leave the club, it will be on loan because they want to have an option to bring him back. But he's not going to be fit till the end of the month, apparently. So,
interestingly, this is it's going to do with Newcastle and Palace, but strange how Man City are allowing Semenyo to play one more game for Bournemouth, given that they're playing Arsenal.
Strange that, isn't it?
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's madness. What a signing he's going to be for Manchester City, though. Holy shit. But we wanted him for Newcastle, Billy. We did say a million times, certainly last season, when we were commentating on the games, we were claiming that we would love to see him in a black and white shirt, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. Right, okay, so get your predictions in the chat, guys. What do you think? Newcastle against Crystal Palace. Get your predictions in the chat. Billy, what do you reckon then?
2-1 victory.
A 2-1 victory, and who's gonna hit the old onion bag?
Harvey Barnes and Lewis Miley.
Harvey Barnes and Lewis Miley. I've seen a lot of confidence, I have to say, apart from Niall, who thinks we'll get beat 2-1. Ever the optimist there. Niall, a lot of wins for Newcastle. A few Desmonds, Billy, coming in, a few Desmonds. We've got to win the game. I think this is like Burnley, Billy. I think we have to win the game. A draw is not good enough anymore.
No, certainly not at home. No, the home games from now on have got to be victories.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go 3-1 Newcastle. And don't ask me why I got that sort of confidence because, I mean, I don't. I want to see a 3-1 win. I want to see a good 3-1 win, Billy, where we absolutely dominate. We have a cracking game. Palace get a lucky goal at the end. But we actually put a good 90 minutes together, which we haven't seen in 90 minutes for God knows how long.
Yep. That's what we want to see, attacking football, press, intensity, and give the fans something to go home with a smile on the face for, basically. Exactly.
Dan says 2-1 to the Toon, Miley and Gahey to score. And Dan's been a member for 18 months. And Sean says clean sheet and 3-0. like your thinking, Sean. I like your thinking.
We're due a clean sheet, to be fair.
We are. And maybe Nick Pope's back. You know, he did have a run of clean sheets earlier, didn't he? Maybe it can happen again. But there you go, guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We are back, me and Billy, 2:30 on Sunday afternoon for Matchday Live. Full commentary of the game against Palace. What are you doing?
Scratching me wrist.
I thought you were doing some Zen shit there. You're keeping your hands still. It's too early for the Zen garden yet, Billy. But we are back 2:30. Matchday Live, kick-off 3 o'clock. Full commentary on the game. Mark, I didn't miss your super chat, mate. I read it out because you spoke about I would drop Tonali for a couple of games. His head hasn't been where it was last season. At the start of the season, something ain't right. I did read that out.
I don't think you did.
All right, shut up, Billy. I've read it now. Jesus, can't do anything here these days. Bloody hell. Thank you. But thank you for all your contributions tonight, guys. If there is any news tomorrow, of course, we will bring it to you here on the Toon Review. If you have enjoyed tonight's show, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the Toon Review YouTube channel, and we will see you very, very soon. Good night.
Away with lads and lasses.
Come back and check on Sea Breeze.